such a cold morning as it was. Turn the volume down. As it was yesterday. It was. I charged up yesterday and it was -3. Oh, and I thought, oh, this is not going to be a fun morning. I'm driving from Aberdeen to Elgin, which is up in the north coast, for a meeting today, and I put in the. In fact, I will put in the destination as I know it, postcode wise, here, and I put an approximation in yesterday, and I should have enough range to make it all the way up. However, I may just take a wee stop along the way. Let's put in the postcode IV 301NE 1NE Northfield Terrace, that's the one. There's a rapid charger at Northfield Terrace. There's the car park select. Warning, blah de blah de blah. We'll say no. Yeah, almost all the way. 66.9 miles. I have on here 70 miles to go. So, should be doable. Especially so because it's not just as cold, 2 degrees, as it was. But we shall see. It's quite early in the morning. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. I might do a wee time lapse on the way up, and so I might take a little stop for maybe 10 minutes at Inverurie just to give myself a comfort insurance top up. However, I think I should make it okay because I can just cruise along. Though I am later leaving than I intended, unfortunately, and I suspect I'm going to hit all kinds of traffic getting out of Aberdeen. Once I'm out of Aberdeen, it'll be fine, but we'll see how we go. Right, time to head off. Well, that was a bit of a pain. Oh dear. First time I used the because I washed the car yesterday, and then the truck goes by and of course obliterates the car in gunk and mud and all the rest. On the round. And then the first thing you know is you're out of water. Ah! Oh, that's enough of Joe Satriani. Right, I am gonna go back into Inverurie. Got to go around this way first and get a quick sort of 10 minutes charge here. I think just
cross the roundabout, second exit, A96.
Just to make sure I've got plenty of.
Turn around when possible.
Oh, shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Turn around when.
Right, silenced. So that is the. I think I'm about on track. I've got 49 miles of range, and about 50 miles to go. But it's got a little bit colder than when I left Aberdeen, so I think it would be wise to get a little bit more juice here. Yes. One of the things, the last 2 cars I've had, and I think it's, well, they were both Mercedes, and I think it must be a German thing. They had the warnings on the reservoir for the windscreen wash, so you got a warning letting you know that it was running low, which is in the winter, mucky winters up here, that is nice to get that alert, because it is a pain when you run out. However, don't get that on the Renault. You just suddenly find that you've got a screen smeared, and yes, I should have checked, no doubt, before leaving. However, those kind of days of checking your oil and all that stuff before going on a long journey, well, let's be honest, they're pretty long gone, aren't they? When was the last time you did that? Tend to just jump in the car and on you go. Even the Citroen has it tells you what the oil level is in the diesel motor when you turn on the ignition, so you don't really need to check it under the bonnet very often at all. Well, here we are in Inverurie, a town I know pretty well. Worked here for a good few years. Back in the 1990s, a long time ago now. Hello, don't worry about me. And I've used the charger here once a couple of weeks ago. I've tried to use it a couple of other times and it hasn't been working, so it was working fine when I used it a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago. Here's hoping it's working well. Today I would rather top up here than there's another one in Keith, which is a town kind of halfway between here and Elgin. This one is an Aberdeenshire council one, and it is free to charge up on. The one in Keith and the rapid charger in Elgin, you have to pay £3.80 per charge. Now, I don't have any problem with paying. We're going to have to pay at some point, but of course, if you've got the choice and it just depends on your organisation, then, well, you go for the free one, don't you? This actually will be the first time I've used one of the machines that you pay for, so I'm intrigued to see how that works. It should just connect direct to the Charge Your Car network, and from there they will charge your card. There you are. Charge your car will charge your card. I'm pretty sure I registered with a card when I got the set up the account with Charge Your Car. Man alive, that's going to get awful confusing saying that rapidly, frequently. Right, so the charger is right in the middle of town, just down here. Now, the charger next to me in Duthie Park, the one I use most of the time, is down, which is a pain in the neck. One side of it is down. The problem is, because there's now a co-wheels car attached to the other side, you're gubbed because you can't connect, and it's that car is connected all the time. Right, let's hope this is working. looking good thus far. 69% I am on the battery. Ongoing checks, it's saying. Both green lights were on. It's kind of flicked to blue up there, but okay, it started charging. Oh, it's charging at a slow rate though. Hour and a half, it's saying. I'll just monitor how quickly it's charging up. Of course, it does tend to charge a little bit slower when the battery is got more juice in it. Right, that's tipped over to 70%. And 10 seconds. This is scintillating watching, I'm sure, because I don't think you can see the way I've got the camera set up here. See the screen, what's going on. Oh, yeah, it's definitely not charging at full rate. Goodness me, I think it must be charging at 7 kilowatts. Yeah, 70. That's just tipped to 71% now. That's taken a minute and 20 seconds. So if it's charging at rapid charger rates, it tends to be about 20 seconds in between percentage points on the battery. Oh, this is not good for me. My expectation of using the rapid charger for a quick top up. Just switched over to 80%. So because you employ this completely arbitrary kind of, oh yes, 80%. That's got to be better than 79 or 81 because it's got a 0 in it. Oh, it's bizarre, isn't it? Human nature. However, 80% sounds good to me. Right, I have slightly adjusted the camera position. Not sure if this is better or not for this kind of thing. Hoping that you can kind of see a little bit of what's going on in the sat nav here. And oh yes, rock out for a bit of guitar. Love it. Okay, 56 miles. I have added a few miles, and that I think should make life completely secure for the rest of the journey, because I suspect I'll make a few miles back. 55 miles. Look at that. I'm plowing through my energy consumption already. Right. Interesting. I would have just gone the other way if I was, but I'll follow the sat nav and the way it's wanting to take me. Back out of Inverurie, and then up the A96, which is not the, well, it's an alright drive. It's get a lot of accidents on this road. It's like one of the main roads north when you're north of Aberdeen. but much of it still single lane rather than dual carriageway. Inverurie West Church on the left, where I worked for many years. Great place, great folks. And out of Inverurie we head. Coming into Elgin, which the sign said was twinned with Landshut or Landshut or wherever. I'm not sure where that is though. And for a part of that journey, we were climbing quite well. There's a Renault dealership. Yeah, I wonder if they have a charger there. I'm sure they do. Anyway, I don't think it's quite near where I am wanting to go, and the rapid charger is much nearer where I want to go. Yes, I have ended up with 1.5 miles to go and 11 miles of range, so plenty of charge left. However, there were some moments on the journey where I was getting a little bit concerned, but of course we were climbing into the hills, and then Elgin being on the coming back down nearer the water, we have descended once more. So having left Inverurie with about 5 miles contingency, at certain points I was back down to about 1 mile or 2 miles less on the charge than the distance to go, which is always a little bit concerning. Now it's more concerning when you don't know the road. So I've been up and down this road before, but years and years and years ago. So I don't know it as well as I know other routes. Now, of course, when you know a route, you know where you use energy and where you gain energy back. So I kind of had in the back of my mind, well, we will be climbing hills and then going back down again, so it should be okay. But there just is a certain uncertainty when you're going somewhere that is the first time. Turns out I needn't have worried, and what I thought was the case was indeed the case. So that's all fine. Now I'm off to find the rapid charger. Now I have a feeling here in this car park there is only a rapid charger, and this is the kind of, and that's fine. I mean, rapid chargers are great, but it is the kind of situation where, I mean, really they should put in a rapid charger and some 7 kilowatt chargers. So for me, I'm coming up to Elgin. I need a charge, but I don't really need to use the rapid charger. I could, because I'm going to be here all day, I could just plug into the 7 kilowatt charger and that would do me absolutely fine. It would be charged up by the time I'm heading home. So it's going to mean I'm going to have to plug it into the rapid charger, and then in the middle of the conference I'm at, head out to unplug and move the car, just in case anyone else needs to use the charger, which is not ideal, it has to be said. I might leave a slip in the car just with my mobile number on it, in case anyone is in desperate need of a charge, and the car, because I could come backwards and forwards a couple of times, I guess. I'm hoping that isn't the case, but there we are. Otherwise, all good. No worries with coming up. It's quite. The temperature was down, also climbing through the hills down to freezing 0, back up to 1 now. Which none of that helps, of course, the range, and quite a bit of wind when we were higher up. You could feel it. The car was pushing into the wind, which means the way home should be a little bit easier, you would think. Right, let's have a look here. I think we should be fairly close to the car park. Aha, I think this is it here. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, there's a sign saying charging point as well. That's good. Of course, blocked by this van here. So I can get around it. Yes, I can. Fine. Okay, lights are all green, that's a good sign. Okay, we're charging. However, it's not charging at full rates. Even though this is this is a rapid charger, and you're paying for it. I'm just undoing the camera here. Excuse me a minute for the clanking and all of that. So here's the charger, and 1 hour 55 minutes. to go. So that is charging at what, 18 kilowatts, I'm guessing, the usual thing. So that is really disappointing for a charger that you are paying for, £3.90, and it is not working at the rapid charger rates. That's poor, very poor indeed. Not ideal at all. That's very surprising. I would assume they would have got these ones sorted, seeing as you're paying for it. Oh well. Right, I am running late for a conference, so I need to go. Talk to you later. Bye bye. I've arrived back at the charging point. 100%, that's all fine. Just gonna unplug and get going. I still think it's a bit of a poor show let me turn that down, that this charger, so I think it took about 2.5 hours, something like that, to charge the car. So that is not a rapid charger, so slower than usual, and you're paying for the privilege. Anyway, I'm glad that there weren't too many other people needing to use it, is all I can say. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera back in position here, if I can find the button. Back into well, I'm in the outskirts of Aberdeen, heading into Kingswells. The sat nav's kind of taking me around traffic in the city, so gonna come into the city from a slightly further south. Anyway, I didn't stop at Inverurie on the way back, so I've just come all the way down N1 and 5.7 miles to go, and you can't see it, but on the range 20 miles on the battery meter left, so loads of charge left. That's what I was saying earlier about this kind of learning routes and becoming comfortable with what you can do. And I should say it's freezing, it's 0 degrees, which is pretty much 1 degrees kind of all the way down, and driving through it's nice and dry here, but driving through a lot of sleet on the way down, so it hasn't been most pleasant journey back down, but despite all that, easy drive back, and well within the range of the car, which is, what was it, about 60, 70, 68 miles. So it looks like, yeah, be heading for, which you know would be usually absolutely fine. So I guess 80 plus miles on this charge, driving fairly consistently. Not very many stops along the way, so you keep going, which is always good for maintaining momentum and all that. So yeah, pretty uneventful really, all things considered. Can't remember if I finished my thought earlier. I was talking about the difference in knowing your journeys. Of course, then you just know there's that comfort zone that comes with having done a journey a couple of times, even if it's quite close on range. That you just know what what you're going to do, and it's the unknown. It's the doing journeys that you don't know about. You haven't done before, that just gives you that slight sense of dis-ease about what's going. Just in case something goes wrong. And thankfully the Elgin charger was working, albeit slow, very slow, was working. So ideal really, the journey, in that I could have made it up and down with just that charge at Elgin to see me back, which in fact is what it has done, but I took that extra 15 minutes or so on the way up of charging. We've had all this crazy bad weather all over the UK, but here in Aberdeen, because we're so near the sea, we just don't get that much bad weather. I mean, it's windy, it can be a bit wet, but I mean nothing like the West Coast. However, you just don't get the snow. So as kind of another winter disappearing, I've not really tried this car in very wintry weather. Somebody was asking me about it on YouTube, one of the comments some months ago, and I was kind of looking forward to seeing what it would be like. My feelings are that that you'd want it in eco mode, so that the throttle is mapped more gently, so you much more progressive on the throttle, and that would help with takeoff without wheel spin in snowy and icy conditions, because it is quite straightforward to get wheel spin if it's slightly slippery in the car. And I think that's just it's a combination of the high torque level and the special EV tires that the car has. So in the normal mode, the kind of full power mode, I think it would be very easy to spin up the wheels. Of course, it does have traction control and ESP and that, but yeah, I've not really had any use. So in fact, the only journey I had a couple of weeks ago, where I really was driving through some very snowy roads, I didn't take this car, I took the Citroen, because I just had a bit of uncertainty about the journey, and my destination was way out in the country, and no charge point at the destination. So I took the other car, and then on the way down, a kind of snowstorm hit, so I was driving through a lot of snow, and even on the motorway on the dual carriageway, driving along 50-60 miles an hour, the stability control light was flickering away, just to keep the car on the straight and narrow, which was all good fun. Anyway, coming back into Ferryhill in Aberdeen, 5:15. What time did I leave? It must have been, I can't remember what time it was. 3:15, 3:30 maybe. Can't quite remember. But I haven't really hit, apart from a little bit of traffic on the outskirts of Aberdeen. Coming through the city has actually been fine, even though 5:15, Friday. I guess quite a lot of folks have already left, head to home rather, from work a little bit early. And I will be back here at the church later. We've got a big concert on tonight. Sounds from Scotland, or Sounds of Scotland, something along those lines. And I'm sure the charger down here has not been fixed. It seems to take generally a week or two for chargers to get fixed, even if it's a relatively simple fault. The chap from the council is very good here, and if he's around, usually if it's a fault where you can just turn the machine on and off, then quite often that remedies it, and that's great. However, the fault, what does it say? I think it said on it, driver com error. Not sure what that means, but anyway, it didn't look like, because it's only one side that's a fault, not the other side. It looks like it's something a bit more complicated. However, 20 miles of range left, so there's enough for pootering around for the tomorrow, and I can charge up tomorrow down at the rapid charger at Asda. We haven't got our charger in at the church yet. We are still waiting. The planning department are a nightmare, a complete and utter nightmare. 6 months and still they're coming back with silly little questions. In fact, the worst of it is they just came back and said that the sighting that we'd asked for, it can't be there, and can it be somewhere else? The somewhere else being the place that we said it should go in the first place, and they had told us, no, put your application in for this other place. It's enough to drive you potty. Anyways, car has behaved itself absolutely fine on the way up and down, thankfully. No problems there. Now I did forget to unfortunately to reset my averages here, so which I should have reset it. So my score's not great, but then this is including what's that, over 600 miles, includes those other journeys in my previous video. 6 kilowatts back. Well, that's more actually, isn't it, from I think last. So I have got more back going on the country roads, though I was trying to be very careful rather than using the regen a lot to coast. So when I could, just good practice to save energy that way. All right, another day, another EV journey. Ta-ra.